Hello and welcome to Java with Jim. I'm Jim Reese, joined here today by my good friend Daniel Russell, Director of Business Development and Consulting Business Unit Leader at Heinlance CPAs and Advisors. And Daniel, that is a mouthful, number one. And number two, you completely outdressed me today and you're making me look bad already. So let's get moving and get into this before you make me look any worse than I already do. So Daniel, thanks for joining me here, and tell us about Heinlance and what do you guys do and what makes you different from other firms that are in the same vertical as you.
Thank you, Jim. Of course, let me first start by saying that thanks for taking some time today. And you need to do nothing to make yourself look any better. You look as good as you
I can.
Yeah, as good as you could.
Yeah,
always love the hat. That's one of my favorite things to see. Yeah, Heinlance, I think great question. I think what makes us different, right? We're CPAs by trade, we're accountants by trade, but in this new world that we're all living in, our focus is really about our people and about our customers as people. I think what really sets us apart is our focus on making people's lives better, starting with our own and our customers' lives better, and doing that by focusing on just establishing good, strong relationships with all of them. I think that really is something that I see making a difference for us in our service offerings with our customers. And like you asked, I think it's something that really makes us different from other providers out there. So.
And certainly as a BD guy, a fellow BD guy, you surely know the value of relationships. So I hear you loud and clear. Daniel, when it comes to Heinlance, what are you most proud of?
Sure, I'm going to stick with that same theme. I think I'm most proud to work with all of my teammates. There's so many team members of mine that have phenomenal skill sets and phenomenal knowledge in their space and with their experience. And I'm just a lucky guy that gets to show up at work every day and hang out and learn from all of those people. So that for me comes to mind immediately. And like I said, I think for us, and you're right, the focus on relationships, it really is what means the most. So.
Yeah, and Daniel, I know you and I have talked about. I know the firm did very well throughout the pandemic, helping your clients who really needed a lot of help and support and advice, as we did, as did every professional service firm that I've talked to. Really stepped up to the plate during the pandemic.
Sure.
But let's look at our crystal ball. What do the next 6 months look like for you and Heinlance? A lot of talk about recession, inflation, rising costs, housing market, everything imaginable. It's like a perfect storm, except for the fact that our unemployment rate is so low and labor is still, tough to come by. What do the next 6 months look like for you?
Sure. So certainly we're going to be spending a lot of time paying attention to the news, paying attention to the economy. Just recently, right, there was new tax legislation that was enacted, and there's some opportunities that on the tax side that potentially are going to come out of that. You may hear some murmurings about some of the solar opportunities as a result of that, just as an example. So I think a lot of our attention is definitely going to be focused in that space. And then as we get closer towards the end of the year, we're going to be working with a lot of our customers, on the tax planning strategies as we get towards the end of 2022 and start looking into 2023. I think the other thing you mentioned, though, the job market, I mean, I think for a lot of our customers, and as I was saying before, that focus on our people, focus on relationships, we really think that in order to set themselves apart, service-based firms really need to take a good hard look at what they're doing for their people, what they're doing for their culture, and make sure that sort of all sails are pointed in the right direction, so that with a good strong ship, you can then weather some of the storms that are out there. But that's a sort of a serious strategic type of mindset as well, right? You focusing on people, because like you said, there's work out there, and there's a lot of moving parts out there, and there's a lot of new things coming in this world when it comes to working, and so all the more important to have that good strong culture and set yourself apart in that space so that you've got good people to help deliver high quality work for your client base.
Makes sense to me, for sure. So Daniel, now's the fun question. So I wanted to ask you, what do most people watching this conversation not know about you? And don't tell me that as a young man, you were like a fashion model for a men's designer line of clothing or something, because that's what you look like now. But
Well,
what do
thank you.
most people watching this not know about you?
Sure. I would say, just given, so my wife right now is she's in Ireland. She's there with my mother-in-law. They're going on a nice trip to do a cooking class, and I'm actually half Irish. My mom's family was from Ireland, I think a couple generations before, maybe 3 generations before my mom. And yeah, so that's where some of my heritage is from. I've actually never been to Ireland, but hope to get over there sometime soon. But I figure that's something that probably people don't think when they look at me. So
I would say you're right. That's a surprise. And it seems to me you need to get over to Ireland. I understand they have a few brew pubs over there that you might want to
sure,
check out.
sure. No, I've heard the same. I've heard the same thing. So but on that note, I don't drink. So I'd go there for the experience.
There you
But
go. You go there and watch others drink.
that's right. Exactly. Exactly. I'm sure I'd have no trouble finding some willing compadres. So
Of course. Well, Daniel, thanks for joining me
of
today.
course.
It's been a pleasure to have you on. You and I met years ago. We've recently reconnected, and I'm glad we have.
Me as
So,
well.
let's keep that going. I hope to see you soon. In the meantime, you take care.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Jim.
All
You
right.
too.
See ya.
Good evening.
Bye.